What's up, comic book fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast, the co-host of the Emerald Echo podcast. Here with a look at the McFarlane Crime Syndicate action figure of the Jon Stewart version of Power Ring. Let's have a look at the packaging. It says Power Ring on the bottom front, and this is part of the Starro Collect and Connect wave. On the side, it says Power Ring Crime Syndicate. There's a partial window on the opposite side, and it says Power Ring. There's another partial window on the top, product information on the bottom. The back is mostly this shot of Starro with this assembly diagram. I certainly would have preferred more information, more focus on Power Ring with the packaging. Likewise, with the overall composition of the packaging, there's too much space devoted to the Starro Collect and Connect pieces for this to be a really attractive mint-on-card figure. But with that being said, now it's time to bust this figure out of the package and see what's inside. Let's have a look at the accessories that come with the figure. First, we get this trading card, which I really like the product shot here. But as much as I like the front, the back is highly questionable. This isn't a biography of the Earth 3 Emerald Knight Power Ring Jon Stewart that we saw in the Crime Syndicate miniseries. More on that in just a minute. But we also get this black DC logo display base. And I'm not going to say too much about these Collect and Connect pieces, although they are very well produced. I will say that. I like the color choice, as well as this translucent plastic that they used for the eyes. And this is more pliable than I thought it would be. So this certainly looks like it would be a unique figure to have in your collection. So here's the back of the trading card, and as you can see, this is a basic bio of Jon Stewart. This is not specifically the Earth 3 version. There's no mention of him being a police officer, or his daughter, or the overlords of Oa. So I don't understand why McFarlane couldn't give us a proper biography for the back of the trading card of this figure. And here we see Power Ring out of the package and ready to rumble. As a collector of all lantern things, I am very happy to own this figure, although it does have some obvious problems, both in terms of articulation and appearance. So let's get a closer look at the loose details of this figure now. Let's have a look at the lower body, and this is not the sturdiest figure. As you can see, I would certainly recommend using the peg base when you go to display this figure. The legs are a mix of gloss black and matte black, and there is some good sculpting here. I also appreciate this green stripe that's been painted on the upper quadriceps. But I do have an issue in terms of accuracy here. These are the same legs that are used for Parallax. As you can see, they're just painted in a different way. And I don't understand why McFarlane made this choice. In the Crime Syndicate miniseries, the legs on Power Ring were just a single texture with a starburst pattern. And the costume didn't have all of these lines. So I really wish they would have used basic Green Lantern legs. Let's have a look at the torso, and overall this has been executed very well. There's superb sculpting here in the abdominals, as well as the chest symbol. The symbol isn't just a sticker, it has been sculpted. And also the shoulder armor is not the same as Parallax's shoulder armor, so I'm very appreciative of that. And I also really like this metallic green paint choice. There's a look at the latissimus dorsi. The back has plenty of definition. I really like how the collar has been sculpted, and the paint applications are very exact. So I'm very appreciative of the paint work in this area. Now let's take a look at the arms, and there's plenty of good sculpting here. You can see that on the forearms. The hands look really good. I would have preferred an alternate set of hands, But again, the sculpting is very well done. You can see that here on the biceps and the deltoids. The figure has butterfly joints, which I'm thankful for, but they're certainly not used to their full potential, and I'll get to that more when I talk about articulation. The ring is on the proper hand because John does wear it on his left hand in the Crime Syndicate miniseries. But now let's have a closer look at ring details. Here's a close-up of the ring, and it's actually done better than some other Green Lantern rings on some of the other McFarlane Green Lantern figures. However, unfortunately, it's very inaccurate. It's the wrong shape. It doesn't have the power ring symbol on it. It's missing some paint, and it's the wrong shape as well. Brian Hitch did draw a couple of panels with close-ups of the ring in that miniseries. So if you read that story, you'll be able to see all of the inaccuracies that I'm speaking about here. Now let's take a look at the head sculpt, and overall this has been executed extremely well. The skin tone looks very realistic. I'm really appreciative of the sculpting on the facial features. The lips, the ears, the chin, and the temples look very realistic. The hairstyle is accurate. John is bald in the story, and as we all know, bald is beautiful. The mask isn't exactly the right shape, but it's been executed so well otherwise that the minor inaccuracy doesn't bother me. Now we come to articulation, and there is a midfoot hinge, as you can see here. There's a ball joint at the ankle. You can move it backwards and forwards, and there is pivoting, as you see here. And it's a good thing because this is the only articulation as far as being able to turn the legs at all. There's no swiveling at the top of the boot. There's no quadricep swivel. There's double jointed knees, as you can see here, so you can get him into a good running pose. Once again, there's this pliable hip section, and the figure can kick forward considerably. It's a little bit of a weird angle, but I still appreciate that. He can step back, so I'm appreciative of that as well. And he can do a full split. And as you can see, McFarlane finally got the most out of this ratchet joint here. I wish more figures could move like this. In terms of the upper body, the waist pivots back and forth. There's an upper torso swivel. So if you'd like to get the figure into a flying pose, he rocks back this much. And you can get him to crunch forward this much. Now remember those butterfly joints that I mentioned? Unfortunately, because of the shoulder armor, you can't get the arms to raise up further than shoulder level. You do have some movement here, as you can see, but they don't do a 360. There is double jointed elbow, so I'm appreciative of those. And there is rotation at the wrists. In terms of the head, it moves easily side to side. You can get him to look up that much. He looks down pretty far, and there is a considerable amount of head tilting. So even with my criticisms of the figure and the packaging, I still bought 2 of these, as you can see. Although I've never been overly enthusiastic about the name Power Ring, I do think that these versions of the Green Lantern characters are all interesting in their own ways. I certainly hope that this isn't the last Power Ring character that we see in the McFarlane line. I hope you have enjoyed this review. If so, please like and subscribe. Also, make sure to tell all of your friends about this channel. I would certainly appreciate it. And I'll be back with more Green Lantern related content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.